ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुः येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Welcome all of you. Now I put the first 12 translations in one page, which I am going to share with you. You all can read that and then we proceed further, okay? This is the 13th chapter which we were discussing yesterday. You can see now? Yeah. Please, one of you read it. Start it. 13th chapter 1 to 2 verse. Arjuna said. Arjuna said.
Arjuna said, "O my dear Krishna, I wish to know about Prakriti, nature, Purusha, the enjoyer, and the field, and the knower of the field, and of knowledge, and the object of the knowledge." The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "This body, O son of Kunti, is called the field, and one who knows this body is called the knower of the field." O son of, yeah. Shall I continue, bro?
Yeah.
O sign of Bharata, you should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies, and to understand this body and its knower is called knowledge. That is my opinion.
In the second verse here, the third verse, Lord says, I am also the knower. He says, so the word also here, if you see, the Lord says, what does it indicate? Anybody can guess? What does this word also indicate? Yeah, any of you? Like Krishna just now said, all the souls, you are all knower in your bodies. And then he's saying, I am also the knower in all the bodies. What does that indicate?
Prabhuji, that Krishna is present in all the living entities as well.
Okay. That's correct, Lauki. Yeah. Anybody else want to add to that? Why does Krishna specifically says, Kshetrajnam cha api mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata? He says, api means I am also. He says, I am also present in all the bodies. Like that he is saying. He doesn't say, I am the knower in all the bodies. He doesn't say. He says, I am also the knower in all the bodies.
Like he is a witness, Prabhuji, present in all.
Okay. When you are also witness, are you not witnessing your body? Pleasures and pains in the body, you are witnessing. Everybody is witnessing their likes, dislikes, pleasure, pain, honor, dishonor. Why should he say, I am also the knower in all the bodies? There is a reason why he says that. It's not without a reason. Anybody?
I think he says knower in all the bodies because it distinguishes him from us. We are only the knower in our body.
Yes, that's one thing Phil is saying, I think, right? He distinguishes that, yes, you are all knowers in your bodies, but I am a knower in all the bodies. Both of us are witness. You are a witness, I am also a witness. But the difference is you are witnessing only your own body and mind, whereas I am witnessing all the bodies and all the mind. That's one reason why Krishna uses the word also. I am also. There is another reason that I am looking for. Anybody else? Why Krishna uses the word also? Very important consideration it is. You see, if any of you is allotted a room to stay alone, he will say, I am staying in that room alone, you will say. If when you say, I am also staying in that room, if you say, what does that mean? What does it imply?
There are others also.
Yeah, there are others also. At least there should be one more. Huh? At least there should be one more. Then only you can use the word also. I am also staying in the same room. Say if Sri Gopal Prabhu says, I am also staying in Brooklyn Temple in the same room, which means already Arjuna is staying and then he also is staying there. Then two of them are staying there, isn't it? He is not the only person. Now, why is this very important for us? Why am I waiting so long to hear from you answers to this question? Because there is a class of people called Mayavadis. They say that this word Kshetrajna is applied only on God only. And there is only one Kshetrajna in all the bodies. And he is God only. You are that God. They say like that. Right now, you have forgotten you are God. Eventually, you will know you are God. Like that they are saying. So this verse thoroughly defeats that false premise that there is not one Kshetrajna in this body. There are how many? There are how many Kshetrajnas? There are
More
two.
than one.
There are two Kshetrajnas in this body. One is the who is the knower of all the bodies. And there is another difference between soul and super soul. What is that? Anybody can say, I'm looking for one more difference between the two Kshetrajnas.
He knows about all the bodies, and we just know about our own body.
Yeah, that was told just now by somebody a few minutes ago. They said, we know our body and he knows about all the bodies. Yeah. There is, I'm also looking for one more answer. Difference between the two. You see, he is the allotter of all the bodies to us. Like I told you the example yesterday of the king. The king allots one acre to all the people, all the farmers. The farmers are using the land allotted by the king. Similarly, every one of you have your own bodies, but the bodies were given to you by God. He is the allotter of the bodies. And he's supplying you maintenance also for that. For maintaining the body, he is giving you food, grains and rains and fruits and cereals and spices and living place. All those provisions he's providing. So you can maintain your body also. He's a maintainer. He's a provider of the body. He's a maintainer also. And he's a controller of the body also. If the body is doing something wrong, he can punish the body through the agency of Maya. He's a controller. Just see. And that is one thing different between the two Kshetrajna. One Kshetrajna is the user of the body. The another Kshetrajna is the allotter of the body. So you are the resident of the body. But Lord Krishna is present in the body as a president of the body. There's a resident and president. In temple also, in Brooklyn Temple, all of your residents. Hansuru Prabhu is president. Isn't it? Similarly, in the body also, there is a resident and president. President is one who presides over the body. And resident is allowed to live. That's difference. Another difference is, you are Kshetrajna, he is Kshetrajna, but he is the master and you are the servant. Lord is the master and we are his servant. So these are two Kshetrajnas. And also he is infinitely powerful. We are minutely powerful. That's another difference. Okay, what are the similarities, who can say, between the two Kshetrajnas? Who all can say, what are the similarities? Is my sound coming there for everybody? What are the similarities between the two Kshetrajnas, two knowers of the body? Yeah?
Yeah, both are Satchitananda.
Yes, both are Satchidananda, yeah. That's true. That is one similarity between the two. One is called, just like imagine a father and son are walking. A father and a small 3-year-old boy is catching the hand of the father and walking. You ask them, what's your name? The father may say, I am Mr. Patel. Son may say, I'm also Mr. Patel. But one is a big Patel, one is small Patel. Correct, no? Similarly, God is also Atma, we are also, but He is Paramatma and we are Jivatma. He is Parabrahman. We are Brahman. There's a big difference between God and the soul. He is master. We are servant. And He resides in all the bodies. And we reside only in our own body. One body. He is the knower of all the bodies. We are knower of only our body. For example, one of you sitting in the class now, you know what is going on in your mind. Others cannot know. If you have fever, you know it. Others don't know you have fever. So you know your body only. Others don't know your body. Or you don't know others' body. But God knows all the bodies. He has allotted everybody one body. That because He's the allotter of the bodies. He's the owner of all the bodies. He's the owner. He is the allotter. He's the maintainer. He's the controller. He is the witness and observer. And He is the master of all living beings. That is Paramatma. So in this way, He is also witness. We are also witness. We both are seated in this bodily machine. So this point should be clear. So let us proceed in the translation. Just a minute. Yeah. Read further. Yeah. Deepak.
Oh, yes, bro. Now please hear my brief description of this field of activity and how it is constituted, what its changes are, whence it's produced, who that knower of the field of activities is, and what his influences are.
So many things he is saying here. Please hear from me the brief description of what all Krishna is going to describe here. He is saying, first I will describe to you what is this field of activity. And then he is saying how it is constituted. That means what is it made up of? And then what its changes are, how the body changes, the field changes, whence it is produced. And who is the knower of the field of activities. And what his influences are. See, so many things he is going to explain now, one after another. So the field of activity I was explaining to you all yesterday, in the preliminary level, you can say it is field of activity means your body with its senses and sense objects. And then how it is constituted, I elaborately told you that there are 5 gross elements and 3 subtle elements. And then there are 5 jnanendriyas, 5 karmendriyas, and there are 5 sense objects. All those things is constituted. And what its changes are, changes from childhood to boyhood to youth to old age, and then dwindling and death. It changes. When it is produced, when the living entity wants to enjoy, separate from God, then this body is produced and given to him. For example, you all were using a tricycle when you were a small kid. And then when you grew up, went to school, there was a need for a bicycle. Then your father told you to give up the tricycle and he gave you a bicycle. Then you started going to college and your father, you might ask your father, Papa, now can I get a bike now instead of a cycle? Then you got a bike. Well, now you go to a company now, you are a manager or something, you get a car. As the need arises, the father provides you a better vehicle, suiting to your needs. Like that, this body is produced at a certain time. When you come up with a need, for this purpose, I want to utilize the body, then the body is produced. Who that knower of the field of activities is? There are 2 knowers. You are one knower, God is another knower. And what his influences are? Okay, let us ask this question. What is the influence of you? What is the influence of God? Kshetrajna. Anybody? What is your influence? The 2 Kshetrajna's influence on the bodily situation. Anybody?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Actually, Arshab, you and Deepak can, you have participated. I want others, those who haven't participated, to answer the question. I want others to think also, because only when you think and speak, you are going to understand the subject. Otherwise, you may just be a passive spectator and you will not gain much. The questions I am asking you are all two simple questions. I am speaking to you as if I am speaking to a newcomer. Many of your 12 rounds, 14 rounds, 16 rounds, these are all peanuts. These questions, even a newcomer, I have seen in my program, newcomers answering cut these questions. And you all are supposed to be senior devotees. Everybody should raise the hand for these questions. I'm asking, what is your influence? What is the influence of you, Kshetrajna? And what is the influence of God, Kshetrajna? The two Kshetrajnas in the body. What is the influence? Yeah?
Hare Krishna, Mangal Pranam Prabhuji.
Who is saying? Who is speaking?
This is Rakul from ISKCON Boston.
Oh, is it Nakul?
Rakul.
Rakul, go ahead, Rakul, yeah, please.
Like our influence on our body level, individual body level, so we can try to control whatever
Just
happens.
1 minute. I'll just close the door and come. A lot of noise here. Yeah. Rakul, go ahead.
Each individual's influence is on their body level, their individual level. When it comes to Paramatma, he controls every living body around universe.
Okay. Actually, the super soul has universal influence over all the living entities. And he is guiding the wanderings of the living entities from one place to another, one body to another. He is giving knowledge and forgetfulness and all those things also. He's a director, Upadrashta, Anumanta. He's a permitter, director, maintainer, and all that. He has a very big influence. That doesn't mean we have no influence. We also have influence. Now, that is the reason I asked this question. What is your influence? Now, you have some influence over your body. And you can also protect your body when there is some danger for your body. But we cannot absolutely protect this body because sometimes you go to a doctor detects a disease. But neither is doctor able to protect your body nor yourself also. That means body is beyond us to protect. We have little influence over the bodily protection. Similarly, our influence, we have a free will. We are not devoid of free will. We have free will. You can use a free will to choose right action as opposed to wrong actions. And you have the influence to create karma. You can create fresh good karma or bad karma. Just like I told you yesterday, the example, a farmer, can sow neem seeds or mango seeds. Choice is his. If he sees mango seeds, he'll eat mangoes. If he sows neem seeds, he has to eat neem fruits. Similarly, good and bad seeds are sown by the jiva, good actions and bad actions. So you have that influence while seated in this bodily machine. Like, for example, you all have your car. Once you sit in the car, you can decide the destination where you want to go. You choose to drive the car in that direction. So the direction and the destination, you have the freedom. Nobody is compelling you. You decide. Should I go to a movie or should I attend the class? Should I smoke a cigarette or should I purchase agarbatti and do worship for the Lord? Should I drink milk or should I drink liquor? The choice is yours. So that much freedom God has given to the jiva. You have your influence. Your influence is to choose the action. What type of speech, what type of action you wish to do, that is in your hands. So you have choice between birth and death. Between in ABCD, between B and D, you have C. Between birth and death, you have the choice. So life is a combination of moment after moment choices. From the time of birth up to the time of death, you have every moment you are making choice. Like morning, you decided today, should I get up or should I sleep? So you got up. Then should I take a bath or should I remain dull? You took a bath. Should I attend the class or sleep off? So you decided to attend the class. So should I complete all my rounds in the morning or keep it pending for the night? You have the choice. Every one of you. That's the beauty of human form of life. You have the choices to make. and you can make the right choices and live a happy life, now and forever. So God is kind. He has given us that free will. He has not taken it away. We are not zombies, nor are we robots. Robots have no free will. The robots are completely controlled by some man who is programming them to act in a certain way. And they have servo motors, and whatever you program, they have to move in that way. But you are not a robot. You are a jiva endowed with free will. You have the influence. So you can rightly use your influence. So that is that is your influence. Although we have a minute influence, and Paramatma has a great influence. But the best news for us is Paramatma is a good person. Supreme Lord, he is not only all great, almighty, all powerful, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, but he's also all good also. That is our big plus point for us. He being all good, he is fair, he is just, he is good. So if you make the right choices, he will also help us. Then he will also lead us in that right path. That's the influence we have. Okay, let us proceed further. So these are the things the Lord says when to describe in this chapter. Field of activity, how it is constituted, what are its changes that happens, when is it produced, no, and who are the knowers, and what is influence. And read the fifth one, please. Go ahead.
That knowledge of the field of activities and of the knower of activities described by various sages in various Vedic writings. It is especially presented in Vedanta Sutra with all reasoning as to cause and effect.
Yeah. So these are all detailed knowledge is available in the Vedanta Sutra. Lord Krishna is quoting the Vedanta Sutra. He is saying knowledge of the field of activities and knower of activities. About this, various sages have spoken in it. And that purport is a very important purport. We will read that. Now let us proceed 6 to 7. Yeah, go ahead.
The 5 great elements: false ego, intelligence, the unmanifested, the 10 senses, and the mind. The 5 sense objects: desire, hatred, happiness, distress, the aggregate, the life symptoms, and convictions. All these are considered in summary to be the field of activities and its interactions.
See here. Here the 6 to 7 verses talks about what is this field of activity. 5 great elements you all know: earth, water, fire, air, ether. And then the false ego, intelligence, the false ego is ahankara. And then the buddhi. And then the unmanifest is the pradhan, we call it. From pradhan comes the prakriti and mahatattva. Sometime we'll discuss in future. And then the 10 senses, 5 jnanendriyas, 5 karmendriyas, and the mind. And the 5 sense objects are dharmatras. For each one of the 5 jnanendriyas, there are one object for each. For the eyes, nose, ears, tongue, and skin. And then our desires, whether you store in the mind, our hatred. So desire and hatred are attachment and aversion. Similarly, happiness and distress, they are opposites. So these dualities are stored in the mind. And the aggregate of all the elements, material elements, the life symptoms, which come on all these material elements when the soul is seated in the body, and the convictions that we carry birth after birth with us, the soul carries it in the mind. All these are considered in summary the field of activities and its interaction. So we will read further. Now you can see this one. These are the things discussed in this chapter: Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Jnanam, and Jnaya. So this we read yesterday. So here is where he begins. Second verse: Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetra Mitya Videyate. Yetad Yo Veti Tam Prahu Kshetrajna Iti Tad Videya. This body is a Kshetra Arjun, and you are the knower of this body. And then the third verse he says, Kshetrajnam Cha Api Mam Vidhi Sarva Kshetreshu Bharata. I am present in all the bodies as Kshetrajna. Kshetra, Kshetrajna Jnanam, Yatad Jnanam Matam Mama. So the perfect knowledge is to know about this. That in the purport purpose talking about this Annamaya, Pranamaya, Jnanam. Please read this one.
Annamaya, food is supreme object, gross.
For a newborn baby, just drink milk and go to sleep. Same with many students also who are studying in the college. What do you want? And I want to get a degree. Why do you want a degree? I want money. Why do you want money? Just eat, drink, and be merry, and go to sleep. That's all. This is Annamaya. Their goal of life is food only. Yeah. And then
Pranamaya seeks
yeah.
to preserve his life, gross.
Now, Pranamaya stage is a stage of competition. You join the rat race with everybody else in the world, and you want to make more money and become a bigger businessman, compete with others. That is Pranamaya. And then
Jnanamaya, one appreciates the subtle interactions of mind, intelligence, emotions, aesthetics, etc. as ultimate, subtle.
Now you come to a stage where not only you're just money making, but you like poetry, you like musical instruments, you like yoga, pranayama, and all those things. You like elocution, or you like debates or scientific researches. You like wonderment in the Lord's creation. So these are Jnanamaya stage. One starts appreciating subtle interactions of the mind. Yeah. Yes. And then
Vijnanamaya, soul or Brahman is ultimate object.
now you even more become advanced. You understood that I am not the body, I am the soul, I am Brahman. And then your Tattva Jignasa increases. This is the real spiritual stage. Yeah.
Anandamaya, one realizes the distinction between his self and Supreme Self and enters into blissful relationship with Supreme Lord.
Yes. This is even more advanced. Here Bhakti starts. Ananda in the Bhakti. So we all can check where am I in the scale. In Annamaya, Pranamaya, Jnanamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. And Anandamaya is like a doctorate student. Vijnanamaya is like a postgraduate student. And Jnanamaya is like an undergrad. And then below that, Pranamaya is like a school student. Annamaya is like a baby. Like that. So in our spiritual life, where are we? We have to check it. And sometimes people say, you ask him, what do you love in ISKCON? They say, Prasad, that's all. Then the Annamaya. And then somebody says, oh, I like book distribution and, reach out hundreds and thousands of books. I am a book distributor. I am a preacher. Then in Pranamaya, you also sometimes compete with other devotees for some time. And Jnanamaya means you appreciate subtler aspects of our movement, like sometimes drama, sometimes music, sometimes cooking, cuisine, sometimes festivals, yatras, all those things. And then you are also researching more to understand the movement. And when you come to Vijnanamaya, your focus comes to the Prabhupada's books, and then you study about the knowledge of the soul and meaning of life, purpose of life, human life, what I should do. You start becoming more responsible, start chanting 16 rounds and all that. Then Anandamaya stage you come, then you develop a great affection, attraction for Krishna as a supreme personality. So then you can experience the blissful rasa with God. So now these things I told you, the Mahabhutani Ahankaro. So the aggregate of these 24 elements is called the field of activity, all of them put together. That means earth, water, fire, ether. And then Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas, sense objects, and the mind, 11 sense. It's actually called, here mind is 11 sense, and then intelligence also, and then Ahankar, and then Pradhan. Everything put together, 24 elements is called the field of activity. And if you analytically study these 24 elements, you can understand it well. Yeah, and then he's talking about Ichadvesha, Sukham Dukkam, Sangatas Chetanadriti, Eta Kshetram, Samasena Savikaram, Udahritam. So happiness, distress, pleasure and pain, all these things are produced by the interaction of these elements. So this we will do it in the next class. Now we can revise some points now. 5 minutes. Just one point, what you remember today, any of you?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, you mentioned about that in our body there are two kshetrajñas. One is the soul and one is the super soul. So that defeats the point of Mayavadi, that there is always two. There, like everybody is not God. God and Jiva are separate.
Exactly. Very good. So Krishna himself says that I am also seated in this body. So this is in the 13th chapter, first 5 verses you can quote. If somebody says, I am only God, you can show you are not God. You are like a tiny child of God. Huh? God is great. We can show that. Thank you. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I like the point of we know just about our body, but Krishna knows about our body and his body and everyone's body. So that
Exactly.
says
Very
that
good.
how we are limitedly capable and he is unlimitedly capable.
Exactly. Very true. Thank you. Others?
Hare Krishna. Okay.
Life is a series of moment by moment choices. Like when you're going over what our influence is.
Very true. We have that influence that God has given us that freedom to make choices at every moment from the time of birth to death. And your current choices are going to create a future for you. Huh? Isn't it? The choice that you make now is going to affect whether your future will be bleak or bright. Huh? Therefore, we have to make wise choices, intelligent choices, thoughtful choices, and by consulting the scriptures, we should know what choices to make. Huh? Like today is Ekadashi day in India here. So many of us decided that we will chant many, many rounds today. Just get into chanting today. Throw everything else to wind and just get into chanting. Huh? So after chanting, we feel ecstatic now. Huh? So you make a good choice, then you can reap the fruits of the good choice. Huh? So Phil captured a very important point. Thank you. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Krishna?
So another difference between the soul and the super soul is that you are stressing that the soul is just a resident, but actually the super soul is the president. So this analogy you gave, Brooklyn devotees, Hamsarup Prabhu and us. And also, uh, if something we do wrong, then the Lord will punish us. He is also the allotter, witnesser, and observer of the body. And we are just
Very good.
residing in our body.
Very true. Thank you. You captured very many good points. Thank you. Dheeraj, go ahead.
So I like this point actually. Supreme Lord is not only all powerful, all knowing, and is not only the one with all full appearances of full at the fullest, but he's also a good person. So if we make good choices, then he'll also support us in progressive growth.
Exactly. Just like our mother and father. Anybody can hardly think that parents may harm us. Huh? Like mother, whatever she cooks and gives, you can close your eyes and eat because she can't supply you anything harmful for you. On the other hand, when you purchase from the market, that may be a stale food or something which may cause food poisoning. Huh? But at home, when mother makes and gives, she is very alert and attentive. Huh? Like that, what comes from the Lord is ultimately supreme good for us. So that gives us confidence that we are accompanied by a great personality who is a good personality also. Yeah. Thank you. Others? Anybody else from Brooklyn? There are many devotees sitting there. I see. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I like the point that you made the analogy of Annamaya with the people who like Prasadam, the the Pranmaya who likes to distribute books, and the Pranmaya, Gyanmaya with the people who likes to travel and preach and yatra, go on yatras, and Vigyan Maya with the people who like who like the aspect of philosophy and who are into chanting, and the last
inquisitive
one
about soul. Correct. Yeah.
And Vigyan, and last one Anandamaya, who has who knows the difference between himself and the God, and he's like surrendered, ready to give his life to Lord.
Correct. Haribol, very good. Remembered everything about the Panchakosh. Very good. Thank you. Yeah, very good. Anybody else? Any other point?
I just wanted to add to previous point, Prabhuji.
Yes.
By discussing this point, I think we can. You mentioned that you can figure out what stage you are at. So I really like that. I actually realized what stage I am at. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. That's it.
Yeah, and we all are growing. Everybody is growing. Nothing wrong if somebody comes to ISKCON with the attraction. Some people are attracted to festivals. Some are attracted to dramas, and some are attracted to dance. Some are attracted to food. But whatever we may be attracted to, when we come, and eventually, if we can understand the importance of the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, that's why this program I'm doing for only all of you, those are grown-up devotees, senior devotees. Many newcomers, very, very new people, they will take some time to become more serious. Now, all of you are already serious. You have shown your seriousness in the last many months or years, 1 or 2 years. And that's why this program is exclusively reserved for those who are chanting about 12 rounds. Huh? Yeah, thank you. Very good. Anybody else? Any other point?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah. ISKCON NYC? Yeah. Who was
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Who is speaking?
Sujay.
Yeah.
Sujay.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So, I like the point in which you said, you stated that good actions and bad actions are decided by the soul. It's all like direction and destination is decided by our, our choices, and takes there's a momental changes or like a time changes with the actions we take or with the choices we take. I like that point.
Exactly. Brilliant point. Very good. So the direction you take, the destination you wish to achieve, it's all decided by every one of us. How wonderful it is. God is so kind. He doesn't program us like a robot. Huh? He has given us the free will to choose how we want to lead our lives. So yes, put a big responsibility on us. In good trust, we can decide our direction and destination. Yeah. Thank you. And who is this Motorola? Anybody? Somebody was speaking, I think.
This is Riddhi from ISKCON Chicago.
Okay, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I like it how you explain us soul and super soul are qualitatively similar, like Big Patel and Small Patel, but we are Anu and God is Vibhu. So yeah.
Yes, that's true. Actually, in India, in Ahmedabad and Gujarat side, everybody is called Patel. They are very famous. But in Patel, there is a big Patel, small Patel. Therefore, I quoted that example. So soul and super soul and Brahman and Parabrahman, Atma and Paramatma. We should know we are small. God is great. And God makes oceans. We only make swimming pools. Huh? God puts Saturn and Jupiter in motion, and we can only put Sputnik in motion. God does big things. We do small things. So that's a very important point for us to know our subordinate position to Him. Yeah, thank you. Any other point? Anybody else?
Hare Krishna, bro. So I am Akhil from BYS, ISKCON NYC.
Yes.
I have actually a question, not a point exactly. In Vigyan Maya, it says that soul or Brahman is the ultimate object. Now, this Brahman is different from that Brahman when we say merging into Brahman, right? And if they are different, why they have the same name?
Oh, there is the same name because of oneness and quality. We are Satchidananda, God is Satchidananda also. When the word Brahman means great, the greatest, that's the meaning of the word Brahman. And because there is a difference between us and God, therefore the word Brahman, Para Brahman is used. Similarly, Atma, Paramatma. Two words are used. The word Param distinguishes the God from the soul. When we talk about merging in Brahman, at that time, the jivas think that I have become one with God. They think like that. When they are merged, the jnanis, that's only their imagination. Vimukta maninaha, it is said. Maninaha means mante hain. They're just thinking like that. Because they are one in quality, they think, oh, I am also similar in quality. I have become one with Brahman, they think. And they are in Shanti. They are peaceful with no hankering or lamentation. But that's not, that's a metastable state. Because there is no service to God. There's no love for God. Huh? Yeah. So thank you all very much. Now we will meet next week. I will continue this. We learned many things today. Many of you repeated beautiful points today. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki.
Jai. Jai.